So, welcome to tutorial, yeah, I don't know how to call it. I think this is a special tutorial of modeling Star Trek based model with Blender, as a spaceship actually. And since this is special, I don't know if I should just continue the numbering. I will say this tutorial is tutorial 1G special. It's special since it's not really needed. You can just skip this tutorial if you're a beginner, for example, or if you're if you just want to finish it or whatever. Um, but actually, this is the part I like most from all of the stuff we did until now, since I have had a cool idea to bring some life into our current mesh. Well, animating the upper rings, light rings. I will call that simply Knight Rider effect. It is, you might say that that will look quite childy, but since this is a tutorial, I will put each stuff which I like into it. Let's see the final result. Animating the upper light ring. For that, we will actually add a texture, add a generated blended texture, and adjust its offset, x offset value, and actually we want to add the texture color to the material color. Well, that should be enough. It sounds easy, but it is a little bit more complicated. You will need especially a little bit dry out, I think, but I have a quite good I dried it out a little bit and I think it's quite good. So 1G special. Save it as a Blender file. Let's do it just with the upper rings, because if both of them are animated, or four of them, all of them will be animated, I think it would look strange. So let's first see how it looks if we just do it with the upper light. For this purpose, let's temporarily darken our diffuse color of our saucer ring light top, so that it is black. This way we have a better way to see our blending file. So let's go to the texture and add a new material to our slot and say upper ring texture. Okay, so we don't want clouds, we want blend actually, and we want to see the alpha values and see the ramp, the color ramp, so that we are able to position it like we want. We will furthermore add this texture to the other color we had, and let's just choose here, right? We don't want any influence from here. So right now it's black, and everything we add here will be added actually and will be visible here. So we will just see a white part here, and we will just take this part. I will not explain this color ramp stuff. I think most people will know that from graphical tools like GIMP or other stuff. I will just use it, so you can drag and drop those parts. And let's say here in the middle part it should be a complete white with no alpha. This one in the edge should be a complete white with 0 alpha, or let's put it to 0.9. From here on to the end it's completely gone. No, it's not visible anymore. So this one has to be moved to 0.1. Okay, so it is symmetrical. It should be white too. It is not visible since alpha is 0 anyway, but let's do it correctly and add another part, and this one could go to 0.4. And here already most of the alpha should be gone. So 0.9, and we need another one. Put it to 0.6, and this one should be almost invisible too. Looks strange. Ah, that's it. This should be like this. Okay, now it's symmetrical. Okay, so alpha value 1, alpha value 0.1, this is 0.12, and this is final 0. So we have a line here. And the transparent part will be just black right now. So let's increase the height of our camera so that we can see the result. Like this. Let's see the view here. Okay, we should see something here now. Okay, let's select our ship. And now what we want to do is, I forgot, what did we want to do? This, everything okay. You want to adjust the offset value, but not now. No, exactly. Should be an emitting value. Let's put it high to a value like 5, for example. Save our file. And something else I had to do in the rendering settings, but what was that again? Let's think, image value. Yes, okay. Nothing special actually. I just wanted to deactivate the ray tracing so that we can try out some renderings and don't need to wait all the time. So shading, ray tracing away. Actually I don't want the subsurface scattering. This is more like for organic material, I think. Environment map, it's not important too. Shadows we don't need. Color management, the textures we need actually. So that's all. I've rendered. Yeah, we already see here our blended stuff, our file, not our file, our color. Should be black here, like here. Let's see what happens if we go to our texture mapping part, and this is actually something I don't understand completely. In Blender, this is generated Blender files, all of that are 0, but it's still not centered here. It's somehow here. So I have to try out the values where it is centered. I think -1 should be fine. Yeah. Whoa, perfect. Whoa, got it. So this looks good. And now I actually want to go to frame 0, save my file, and we will do our first animation. Let's go to in this upper view to, or whatever kind of views you have here, choose one and take the graph editor so that we can see what we do. And let's go with the mouse cursor above this X key and the offset value and press the I key on the keyboard. This way we see that we saved keyframes for all those offset values. I just wanted the X value, but it's not possible to just save it. So he saved the whole, Blender saved the whole position, it's okay. For us we can remove it out here, but it's not important. So we have -1, let's go to frame 40. One moment please, let's go to frame 40. So just press the upper arrow up key on your keyboard to move 10 frames in the future, so 4 times, tap tap tap. So we are at frame 40, it's also written here. And let's put that to 1, save it and make a test rendering. Okay, now it got somehow here, I think, so we have almost a whole line. We made almost a whole line, and I'm quite not sure if there's a second one going in this direction. Might be, I'm not sure. Let's scale it up since the white blending light was a little bit too white in my opinion. Oh no, it's not visible. Ah, here it is. Oh, strange. Let's go back to frame 0 and render it. Okay, it's still centered. So it gone somehow here. I think it's in the background right now. We could test it, but I just believe. myself. If you don't believe me, test it out yourself. So this is uh, um, 1, and at 4, see, we are interpolating this value, the x offset from 0 to the value 1 in between 40 frames. So let's go 40 frames in future 2. By the way, 40 frames are a little bit less than 2 seconds if we don't change it. So the standard value of Blender is, I think, 24 frames per second. So we are now at frame 80, and let's go to a mapping file again and say -1. Save it and look where it is. Oh, interesting. Of course, it's here again. And so we moved it in this direction. And now let's go to frame 120, like here. And now we want to go down. We could actually add it here too, but it's sometimes easier to just do it here. -1. So we did -1 +2 -2. So -2 again is -3. Save it. Yeah, this could be a little bit smarter, so we can just rotate it like that. Okay, just okay, and of course it needs to go to the center again. So in another 40 frames we should be at -1 again. Save it. So, and now we can actually just deselect all of them and press the L key while on this vertex here, while the mouse cursor is on it, and nothing happens. So maybe we selected it previously and then press the L key. Okay, now it works. So we have just our red line. Actually, now we can remove this one and this one. So we have a more clear vision here. You can now select all vertices by pressing the A key or just the L key when one is selected. Okay, now we are going from frame 0 to 160. Actually, I don't want this vertex, so I deselect it, or make it like this, that I just select all vertices except the first one. And here we are at frame 40, so now we need to move everything if we copy it by 120 frames, I think. So let's copy it by pressing Shift D, then pressing X to move it to the X axis, and then 140 values, or whatever, Blender values. So enter. Let's see, here the shape looks a little bit strange. Actually this vertex and this vertex is too close. 160, none. Yes, so each keyframe was 20 frames. The distance to the previous vertex was 20 frames, 40 frames, and now it's 20. So we have to move all of them another 20 frames, and then it looks good. So okay, so we should not have moved it 120, but 140 X values or whatever, Blender values. So 140 should be better, shouldn't it? Yes. Actually, there's a quite smart way to say continue like that. It's somewhere here in the extrapolation mode. It should be at least. Let's select it. But I'm not sure. Constant extrapolation, linear extrapolation, both expand canals. Okay, I forgot how to do it. I will just check it out and be right back. Okay, got it. It changed from to Blender 2.5. It's changed so that it is not anymore in extrapolation mode. You have just constant and linear interpolation mode. There was a cycle interpolation mode before. Now we do that with F-curve. So we just select all of our vertices, or like that. I don't know. Let's see. Key, no. No. Yeah, so we need to be in edit mode, select all vertices and go to key and set add F curve modifier, cycles one. So here the more options should appear. If not, go to object mode and then the edit mode again and nothing happens. That's stupid. Then go to object mode again and deselect all vertices and select them again, and that's, yeah, it's okay. I don't know why it is like it is, but Blender is still a very cool tool. So don't forget, it's cool. Active F curve. So we want to add a modifier. We actually already said cycles, I think, but there are no cycles, so let's add it before and after. Before I am it's already finished. Here we see. Cool. This one is not good, but I cannot change it. Maybe I have to change it here. Yeah. So that's 45 degrees actually, minus 45 degrees. It still looks not so good. Then do it manually. Okay, let's delete it. I think here are true vertices. No, what was that? No, that's just a strange computation. Then let's keep it like that. We could repair that edge, of course, too, but let's see how it looks. And we can repair that if we are not satisfied with the result. So now it should already go. Let's just check how the numbers go now. Okay, in 0 we have here we are in frame 0 and we have -1. We go. Actually, we see already that it works. Just with this slow bed hanging. So save the file and let's do a test animation. Let's select for this purpose. If you have installed Xvid on your computer, you can choose it. Here, I like this codec very much. You can choose another one if you don't have it or if you don't like it. Actually, in a professional way of rendering, I would use PNGs, or in a more professional way, I would use OpenEXR to render single images. But for such a small purpose, I don't want to combine the images which are rendered. So I will just do this Xvid stuff directly for this purpose. We have one cycle here from here to where is one again? Here. So whoa, 60 frames already. So let's choose 160 and test our animation. But before we do that, I just turned that to black to be able to see everything better. So now we can return to blue again, but don't make it too shiny, since we want a real difference between the white texture here and our material. Our material should be emitting 2, but not too much. So let's say 2, or let's say 3, and the texture should be more emitting 5, let's say 7 here. Save. Okay, I look forward to see the result very much. So let's go back to our rendering tab and let's take our shadows back, take our ray tracing back. This one not, I don't like that. Environment map we don't use, so we don't need. Yeah, by the way, if you have a quad-core computer or something like that, you can increase the number of threads here. I have just a dual core, but fixed 4 should be nice or good anyway. And for those rendering purposes, I love to give the ship a little bit of tilt. So let's press R and let's rotate it via the y-axis a little bit, so like that. Save the file, render it, and I think this will take now, whoa, I don't know, something about half an hour. Let's see. So we'll just stop this video, and this video can be rendered or saved while Blender's rendering. So see you. I will show you the finished animation when it is finished. See you soon. So I didn't render the animation right now yet, since it took much longer than half an hour maybe it took half an hour, but I cancelled it since I forgot that I wanted to do some compositing with you. Add the texture, adjust it. We did all of that, but I forgot to write this compositing. After Effects. Effects inside Blender. Compositing and glow. Glow and streaks. So let's say fog glow, like it is really called, and streaks. Okay, so let's go back to Blender and let's add that first. For this purpose we go into the node editor, and then you can see, okay, good. We click this button here. I wait for the tooltip so that you can read it. So just click it and say use nodes. So we have our rendering here and our output here, and we will just add a glare filter, and actually we will have 3 glare filters. We will have 3 glare filters, and let's go to this material. I think the emit value here is a little bit too less. Let's say 3.5, and whoa, this is 7. This is quite cool. So let's say here maybe 3.5. Let's say 4. Then I want to check the windows. Our windows. Where are our windows? Our windows are here. Windows upper, and those emitting value is 2, let's say 4 here. No, 4 is too much. We said 4 for this one. This should be more shiny than the windows, so let's say 3 for the windows. And we have another one here. We differentiated those two, so we have to say increase the emit value here too. And now let's say first we want to have streaks. We just need to drag it here so that the line below got yellow, and then if you drop this here it will automatically connect it to both of them. Values for streaks is okay. Iterations we can increase or decrease. Quality is okay too. Actually if we are lucky we can see a preview here. I say if we are lucky because I don't see it always. We have the streaks now. The offset value is important. So streaks, only very bright, very emitting stuff should create streaks. So let's say something like 6. So actually just the shining part of our saucer ring light should have a streak. So 7 and 6, so this should be streaky and the other not. And then we will add a fog glow. So since we put that after this one, our streak should glow a little bit more. And actually I want now our windows to glow. I put it to 3. So let's take it to 2.5 and increase its size. Unfortunately 9 is the maximum. By decreasing the quality, actually the glow effect increases, but I don't like that, so let's use medium. Another important thing to know is that the pixel seems to be fixed here. So if we increase our resolution with these percent values here, the effect which we add here will not increase, as far as my opinion says, not my opinion, my experience says. And that's important to know. So since everything we see will be the size of every effect will be the half of we have now if when we put it to 100% resolution, you know. So if it now looks too intensive, too big, it might still be okay, since if you add this to 100%, then it decreases its size. But I talk too much. I will show it to you. That's better maybe. So let's say fog glow, and so this should be the windows, for example, but this one should not let the windows glow, so just the blue line here for example, and this was, I don't know, something like 5, or let's say 4. Let's take a look on this emitting value. We said 4, so that will not glow, so let's say 3. Okay, let's save our file and make a test rendering. So let's see what happens. Pause. Okay, yeah, I already rendered it, so it should be in our temp directory. I hope it's here, where it is. Oh, I think I rendered it in a video file, so I forgot to put that back to PNG. Oh man, where's PNG? And we just have this. Oh, maybe it is still showing. Okay, funny. It looked better, of course, so I will just re-render it. Say 12, and see you soon. So our result looks like this. Not bad, not perfect, but not bad. We see here the streaks, and it worked that just the streaks appeared here. In our real rendering, as I told, this should be half of the size, so it would go until here, and it might be still still too big. It should be a small streak. We can adjust that, and the glowing of our windows didn't work, so we have to optimize a little bit of these parameters, but I think it's enough for this tutorial, and we will do that in the next tutorial. So, see you soon, and thank you for your attention. So this is still tutorial 1G. I have to add something to this tutorial, just a small stuff. In the end of our last tutorial, we did what? We did yes, we added this Knight Rider similar feature to our ship. When I rendered, it didn't work completely correctly, since our generated texture, this one, no, yes, this one, was not moving through the whole mesh. This was because of this mirror modifier. So we have to, I had to apply it, this one. I had to apply the mirror so that the generated texture worked correctly on that. And this way we can finally correct our label here, which is still damaged or mirrored instead of continue normally. So we will just do that now. And actually I already rendered the animation. First of all, I want to show you that, but let's see, we have just this model right now, we don't have a copy, and you know, when we apply the mirror modifier, it's applied. So we cannot undo that. For this reason, before I apply those modifiers, I always copy our mesh and put it to a layer far away, like here, and there are all my backups, you know, so I don't need to save different files, which I do anyway, but who cares. So now we can easily apply the mirror modifier, and now we have control about the whole mesh. Genau, our mesh is still a little bit rotated because of the camera of our rendering. That's okay right now. We will remove the rotation when we start modeling again. But first of all, I want to show you now the result. When you applied the mirror modifier and render it, it looks like this. Since the material is already pimped up, it took my computer about 8 hours, I think, maybe 6, to render all of that, and that's the current result right now. Looks quite cool, I think. Maybe a little bit too much glowing effect here, but I actually like it, especially for the tutorial. In if this would not be a tutorial, I would reduce actually the glowing effect. But here it just looks cool, and you can see how much cool stuff you can do. And here, for example, the yellow window is mirroring and additionally emitting some indirect lighting to our hole here. This I think looks really cool, and we have the same stuff here, which is really quite cool. Okay, so the label is still we still have to repair the label, and we wanted to improve the our textures here too, so we can do both at once. So let's remove the rotation of our ship. I think we can do that in here, for example. There has to be a rotation. Yes, exactly. You can just remove the rotation here, but I think it's better to or it's easier to press Alt R to just remove all the rotation. Something else what happened right now is that the initial rotation, when I rotated the mesh in the first part of the tutorial, in tutorial 1a, I rotated the object instead of the mesh. That's why this rotation disappeared. We can either type 180 degrees here again to have it like that, but actually we rotate our object this way. We should go in edit mode, select all vertices, and rotate our ship here like this. I think it's much better, since now our object is not is not rotated in any way, but it's still the upper part looks, the front part of our ship looks to the front. So what else? The label. Okay, so let's save this in 1G special. It's still the same tutorial, and open. Do we have a 1G texture? No, then we have to take 1F texture, and I will call it 1G texture so that we are synchronized or somehow organized. So this is the 1G texture version. Genau, we already did that here. These are those tools, and these were the upper parts. And since I could actually use the same lower mesh for the upper mesh, but I want to have some differences between the upper and lower part in our surface, so we will just take, let's see, not this one, not this one, not this one, but this one, of course the last one. So let's go to edit mode, and let's select this second hull and just select, like we did before, some random vertices. Let's try to make a cool shape here, like this. No. And then maybe. So you don't need to do it exactly like me, just choose your own shape, or have to look out the correct word for it so that I can say it correctly. Pattern was the word. Yeah, very easy word actually. You just make your own pattern on it, like you like it. So now this is, yes, this is good. I think you can maybe try out different. Something else I forgot. We should actually take our grid into consideration. So we shouldn't select those vertices which where our grid is above. Oh well, this one looked actually. Let's make it like this. Here again, look away. So and this is not good. Actually, it's too close to our grid. That's good, I think. Here we can take some. Here we can take some vertices, faces, like this, like this, and take Another one here. Whoa, perfect. Oh, and additionally I want some faces here too. And then this line to have some alternating pattern here. And again this line. There are escape ports. Oh no, these are not the escape ports, these are just circles with no function. Just choose their function yourself. Yeah, and here in the last array of faces, maybe we should keep the last array of faces. So, okay, and we wanted to assign the second half there. Perfect. I think I like it. So, and our label is already correct. There we just have to correct the UV mapping. Okay, what's here in this line? These are the escape pods, we want them. The windows, we don't want them, and the windows are still okay. I think they should be still okay. Oops, 1, 2, and 3. So if you use the same layers as me, it should be layer 1, 2, and 3. That saves the file, so since we have a known file for this, we can easily do that. And then we can animate it. So it will automatically render it in the texture. Like this. Okay. Go, save it. Save it, save it, save it, save it, save it. Save it. You saved it? Doesn't look like saved. Let's see if it is saved. Yeah, indeed, it is not saved. I don't know why. Well, let's render it again. Textures, RGB, textures, it should be overwrite, everything is good. Go, save it. That's not one. Go, go, go. Ah, yeah, no, it's good. Now it should be there. It is. So we open it with GIMP again, like we do always. And so image, autocrop, image, transform, rotate. Yeah, there was something else I thought about. We could maybe make this label here white too, since it is difficult to target our lamp on it because of the shape of our ship. I didn't consider that while I shaped it. Maybe I can explain that right now, but if we are not able to to somehow lighten this this label in a good way, we can still make it white. Let's see. Actually, we should do so. I saved it multiple times. We can add this to this tutorial. I think we can do that too. Now I have to switch to 1G not texture again, 1G special. Then we have to go to this view. We changed the upper saucer part. Windows are still the same, but of course we have to. Okay, main hull bottom. That's not main hull upper saucer section. And that's this. We can delete it and put it here. If we reload it now here, reload. I didn't see any change here. Yes, of course, here are our changes. Then we just want to select the upper vertices, and we were very smart and made vertex groups for this purpose. Vertex groups. There are our vertex groups, so the top vertices, and select. And now say view project from view bounds. Okay. Select first all vertices and then say project from view bounds. So, genau, and you remember this part, we have to scale it a little bit up so that it exactly looks like our subsurface here. So let's select all vertices, press this S key and hold the shift key to just make small changes. So, and actually we should go to texture paint, no, not texture paint, to textured version here, so that we can see if we increase it too much. So we can scale, 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 and there's the black part comes. So just increase it like until right before the black part comes. So maybe a little bit more. So okay. Here we have some black part. So scale it down a little bit more. Okay. Here we have a black part. Okay. And see if now our label is okay. Why we don't know why we have a label here. We don't want it to have a label here. Something happened here again, so let's save it and check our texture. So hull upper saucer and hull bottom saucer. Hull upper saucer has the hull upper saucer texture and it holds the upper saucer section. Okay, and actually the upper part is okay. And now let's check the bottom part. It has its own texture, which is called hull bottom, and it is called hull bottom here too. So it looks like we rendered the label here, hull bottom, and the labels are missing, which are no, it's not here. It's actually okay. It should be okay. So let's see why this happened. So we have to go to we are already in the bottom. Let's just click. Yes, there are the labels. Okay, this should be fine. This could be actually just a small bug in this version of Blender. I think I'm not sure about this, but let's see if we render it if it looks like this too. So let's look from our scene from the side view. So now we look on our ship from above. Let's go to camera mode 2, like this, using the 0 key on the keyboard, and we move the height, reduce the height of our ship. And we have lamps here, so we should see something, but now we shouldn't. 50% is actually okay. But I will remove ray tracing, otherwise it will take minutes to render this scene. Minutes. Okay, let's see. Our shape looks really cool, I think, now. And the label is not there. And this label is here. So, indeed, it was just a bug or something. We don't see all our textures here in this texture view. I think this has something to do with the texture which is shown here, and actually it is just showing the same no matter which is called here. It looks at least like that. So if I choose this one, go here to, no, it is not updated. I don't know. Oh, I don't know why this is not the real render view. Maybe if you watch this video and know why, or know how I can make this look like the real render view, you can say it to me. This display on the render does not work either. No. Okay, no matter. We know that it is okay now when we render it, and that was, I think, all we wanted to do in this tutorial. Maybe we should add the stuff in the tutorial description. Yeah, start recovery, do it, finish. Okay, this was tutorial 1G, compositing. Oh yeah, we did some compositing, that was cool actually. What else did we done with our apply? The mirror modifier, apply the mirror modifier to because of our textures. Yes, and the label. Shit. So, what else did we do? Replace the upper texture or the upper saucer texture of the hull. Oh, yeah, oh, and something else. The last part we wanted to add a light which well, which targets the label. So now I can also say why this might be a little bit difficult with the shape. I'm sorry. Of our ship. The label right now is here. So the label right now is here. And if we look on our ship from the side, the label is here, and it's quite difficult to add a label, a lamp here which is able to reach this section. So now again, multiple ways to take care of this. We didn't take this part into consideration while we modeled the ship, or I didn't do it. So let's go to edge selection and select all these vertices, faces. Oh no, actually not this one, just this one. Sorry, all of them. And go to side view and reduce its size a little bit. So that a light, which is for example attached here, has the chance to reach that, but this is still quite tough, since because of the angle of our label here, of the surface of our label here, or the angle, not angel, angle. Let's think about how we can achieve that. So that it is here. Yeah. I think to be able to do so, we should take these faces, edges, and we should select the lower edges too. So let's see what happens if we move that a little bit down. Okay, it works quite well. Whoops, what happened now? Okay, no. Just a little bit to get a better shape here. Fascinating. For some reason it's automatically rendering, although I don't press anything which should. Well, whatever. We don't care now about that. And now let's try to attach a lamp which is able to reach this section. Another thing I didn't show you yet, you can just type what you want by pressing the space key and say add, for example, a lamp. You can do it of course here too. Add lamp. We want a spotlight, we want, like this lamps look like. So, and fascinating, there's a funny bug which just renders all the time my view. Funny. So let's see. It has to be in the center, of course, of the ship. Oh, funny. So let's. Oh, Doch, haha, funny. Funny. All the time I press the G key and move something and press then the left mouse button, it starts rendering. That's a funny bug. So it shouldn't, of course, render all the time if you move something. Don't know why this happened right now. Yeah, I will just save Blender and restart it. So 1G special. Let's see if that happens. If that still happens. Yes, it happens. It still happens. I don't know why. Maybe I should look at the video. Okay, that is really annoying actually. So this way we would. Why it is doing that? That's okay. Let's see. Okay. No, it doesn't. It didn't do that anymore. So it had to do something with the node. Maybe it wasn't a bug. It was a feature. No feature. I don't know. So from this height we can maybe reach our label, but there's nothing where we can attach it, and this would look not realistic. Well, I think it would look quite bad. And if we attach it here, we have no chance to reach this. So the shadow will be here of this section. Then actually we can attach it here, so our chances are quite better. And we can hope, well, let's hope that it is enough. So let's make its energy of this lamp to increase it to 2. The distance is much too much. It should be 10. 5. See, subscribe, clip start, clip end. So since our distance is just like this, the clipping should end there too, I think. Size is, well, let's say 40 degrees. Don't want a halo. Show cone, we don't want that too. But there was something. Only shadow, no. Buffer shadow, yeah. Buffer shadow is much faster than ray shadow, but we want to have it really cool. Okay. Oh no, I switched it to point. Now we want a spotlight. Okay, samples, let's make 2. No, 3 or 4. No, 2 tools should be enough. This increases the render time a lot, so 2 should be enough for the small light. Sorry. So now we have to add activate ray tracing again, since to be able to see the shadows here completely. So I will render it. Let's see. Oh, of course we should increase the height of our camera again. Like this, and we don't need 50%. I think 25 should be enough. Save it and animate it. And pause the record. Okay, see, this is our light. It completely didn't work, and actually we need a much greater angle here since our lamp is so close. So yes, let's go to texture mode so that we can see that again. Oops, wrong button here. Texture. Okay, then we can just increase the angle, or the angle. Actually, the angle. Where is the angle? We are not in the light mode. So the angle, I think. Whoa, that's more than 90 degrees actually. I think it's something about 100 degrees. Yeah, still not enough. 120, now it's enough. And it is still. We have to increase the height now a little bit, and also the clipping. Where does the clipping go? The clipping. I don't find this clipping anymore. Why? We will already start render it. Here, this one I only ray shadow. Fascinating. Okay. The clip start is just there for the buffer shadow and not for the ray shadow. Okay, this actually doesn't look so bad. We reach it. We are able to reach it. So let's render it in a higher resolution and more increase the energy of our light. The resolution was a little bit too less. Save and animate. Actually, we don't want to save it, so F12 is enough. And pause the video. So we see we reached it, but actually it would have been really better if we would have placed the label somewhere like here, so that it is a little bit more centralized and we have better possibilities to put the light on it. But I think it's not so bad. It's okay, but not perfect, but it's okay. So that's it. We still have to do the bridge. And maybe we should attach something here which looks like something which emits the light. That's the last part I will do here. So let's go to object mode. Edit mode. Our light is here. Let's first select our light and put our cursor on it by pressing Shift S and say cursor to selected, and then we can add there a small sphere, not such a big one. Oh, but actually I want this sphere to be part of our ship, so let's select it and go to edit mode and say add UV sphere. No, not so much. 8 is enough. 8 is enough here too. So 8 wings and 8 segments. A small circle, actually it's still much too much. But okay, no, much too much is maybe too. Well, let's say 4 and 4. Yeah, that's okay. So, but we don't need the lower part of those light, I think. Whoop, but I wanted a little bit more no, actually it's okay, it's just a small light. So we will select all of them by pressing the L key, scale it down, and go lower to this part here. Okay, still too big, I think. Go away. I wanted to go to object mode again. Here. Now to solid rendering, I mean. And oh, okay. Yep. Let's make everything smooth again. Smooth. It's not, of course, still too big. Deselect all vertices and select this one. Go to the side view. Make it even smaller. And scale it down to the Z-axis a little bit. I didn't like this egg shape it had. And then let's rotate it so that it fits to the shape of our ship. And a material it needs. Do we have a white light right now? No, we just have this window white light. So add a white light. Say new and say a white lamp light. Emitting value should be something about 3, I think. Well, that's 3 should be enough. Well, yeah, let's say 4. That's it. That was already everything. The white lamp and assign. So now we have here a small white light, and I think this will look much better. So, render. So we see now there's a white point here which looks a little bit better. Actually we should not make a point, we should make it like that it really looks like that it just emits its light in this direction. But since I really want to continue with this modeling part, I will just continue. You can make your light here better if you want so. Yeah. Now I'm quite satisfied with this result. Still have to attach the bridge and make it, of course, but I think this was tutorial 1. So the whole saucer section except the bridge is finished, and we will continue with the warp engines in tutorial 2. So thank you for your attention, hope you enjoyed and hope you could follow. Yes, see you in the next tutorial. Bye.